All right, good afternoon, YouTubers. We are just about to begin the broadcast. If you guys will give me just a second so I can get our Facebook family on. And welcome to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angie from the B. Welcome, 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 everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone that is on Facebook. I want you guys to head on over to our new YouTube channel. Yes, we are broadcasting simulcast on YouTube as well. So what I would love for everyone to do is head on over to The Real Level Up. That's The Real Level Up on YouTube as well. Please like and subscribe, and also you definitely have an opportunity to share the information. Now, who we have in the studio, let me tell you guys, this is probably one of my favorite people in the world. She is one of my angels, and the reason you guys will hear very, very soon why she is considered one of my angels. We have in the studio Sue Rice, who is, let me just say this, what she knows about credit and on your way to home ownership. Oh my gosh, Sue, I just got to say that this is not a job for you because how good you are and how much you take care of your people. It's more than that, Sue. Well, say hello to our viewing audience, Sue.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Glad to be here. And with Angie, and as she said, it's not a job for me. It is my passion. So good to be here with you, Angie.
Oh, and I am glad that you have said yes. Let me just say this. She is a busy woman, ladies and gentlemen. So, to grab her, for this time, and I'm trying to keep her for 3 hours. Okay, we're going to pray. We can keep her for 3 hours because I know, Sue, you're probably going to have a ton of questions of which we're going to field those questions, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you where you guys can go. You guys can head on over to The Real Level Up on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, you also can head on over to YouTube because we're fielding questions on YouTube and Facebook at the same time. Yes, indeedy. So with all that said, you guys, of course, I just want to let everyone know that when you are watching our show, I always want you to be encouraged that on every last one of our breaks, we are featuring an unknown, maybe unsigned artist. So on each and every one of our breaks, we feature about 7 artists that have amazing projects that are out. But here's the thing: while they are independent, maybe they're not signed to a major record label, but the projects that they have, the music that they are bringing to us each and every show on our show is amazing. And I want you guys to really don't, before you walk away from the breaks, just take a listen to each and every one of our artists that we feature on we have about 7 breaks every show. And these artists are incredible. I want to give a special shout out to one of my good friends. He finally sent his new project to us, Alvin Garrett. Alvin, I have taken a listen to the music that you have sent to us here at Level Up, and they are incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, I will feature 2 of his new projects that he has on his brand new project that he has out, and he is doing his thing. Oh my gosh. So I'm so proud of you, Alvin. And thank you once again. Let me tell you guys, he said it's a gift for you, but that's the title of his project. So you guys sit back, enjoy, relax. One other thing I want you guys to do, especially for this show, on this break, I want you guys seriously to hit the share button. Please hit that share button. The information that Sue is going to share with each and every one of us is going to be so, so important. A lot of us are in that pivotal moment where, you're making your transition out of renting to home buying. I was one. And what I'm going to love about this show is that I have asked Sue, Sue, you see the title of the title of this show is Real Talk That Takes You Higher. I said, Sue, we can talk about my story. And I don't mind sharing my story because I know that testimonies always helps. It always helps. So with that said, I'm going to actually start the show as we always do. Let me pull this up. I'm going to share with you guys a scripture that came to me. It didn't come to me this morning. What I usually things come to me in the mornings, but this time this was throughout the week, and I am so ever grateful that your Father in heaven is always looking out for us, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot say enough, the love that I have for our Father in heaven. And what I want to say before I read the scripture, I know that it was a divine connection when I met this woman, Sue. I met her through a friend, and at the time I was scared to death, didn't know anything about home buying at the time because I was coming out of 2006, 7, 8, 9, and 10. How many of you guys remember that big bubble that actually finally burst and many of us lost our homes? Well, I was one of them. And I did not think or believe that I could own again. But when I met my angel Sue, she literally took the time, and that's the difference, Sue, and that's why I want to talk about my story. You took the time, Sue, to help us along and help us believe again. Help us to know that this can be possible. You just got to do the work. So you got to do the work. So I want to read from Jeremiah 17:13. O Lord, the hope of Israel, all who forsake you will put to shame. Those who turn away on earth will be written down, because you have forsaken the fountain of living water, even the Lord. What I love about our Father in heaven, he gives us his word, and in his word are his promises. Once I made the decision that I wanted to give my life to Christ, I wanted to find people that were just as real, just as open. And when I say people being real with me, that they will tell you the truth. And with Sue not really knowing me, but having the heart and the passion of what she does, she gave us the truth. And it wasn't about that she was trying to make us another one of her clients. What she did, and I still don't know how you did it to this day, she helped us to be healthy to buy a home. There's a difference. To be healthy to buy a home. So that's what we're going to talk about today, you guys. We're going to take our first break. And in our first break, you guys, once again, please get your drink of water, get your pen and paper, but not only that, hit that share button, because what we're going to talk about today is going to be amazing. Before we go, let me take us out in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you. I want to thank you, God, for just being an on-time God. Not only that, God, you amaze me each and every day of how you help us to become better and even better. God, you always encamp us with angels that surround us to help us to be a better person, first for you and then for one another. God, I pray that this information that we share today will fall on the ears of people who really need the help now. I know that you have set this time up just for those who are ready to hear. God, thank you for this time. Thank you for this platform. Thank you for the relationship that Sue and I have had over these years. God, you're an amazing God, and I thank you for your son, Jesus. In his name I pray. Amen. Where you're listening and watching Level Up, Real Talk That Takes You Higher. I am your host, Angee from the V. We'll be right back.
Alright, let's run it back. Yeah, Mike Jesus. That's right. It's saying the book of Psalms. Make a joyful noise unto the Lord. That's right. So you know what? We finna make a little bit right now. And turn it up on high. Bumping holy tracks in the back of the Cadillac while we snapping so dramatic. And turn it up on high. Go west, start shaking the block. It ain't no stopping. We rockin', keep it and poppin'. And turn it up on high. That's what they be hearing when I'm coming to the block. It be like a bumpin' G-O-D, and it ain't gon' stop cause we on that sticky, icky word. Take it to the head for the Lord, yes sir. I really feel it in my nerves, making it hard for me not to serve. As I'm in the parking lot bumping, feel the bass beneath your feet. I'ma keep on rapping till God is all up in Danny streets. I should've told ya, but if I said it once, I say it again. Only way you're gonna make it with God is you gotta play to win. So when you in a suburban with Donna McClurkin, just turn it up. Kirk Franklin banging while you doing your thing, man, just lift them up. Turn it up on high, on the Holy Spirit till you feel good inside. Let the Spirit take over and enjoy the ride. Yeah, Holy Spirit make it feel good from your head to your feet. Ain't no point in trying to please me. Do what you gotta do with the major your D, so you can see why I lift my hands high. I ain't got to lie to the boys right here, cause if you can't get close to this, I'm really trying to get up in your ear. And turn it up on high. Bumping holy tracks in the back of the Cadillac while we snapping so dramatic. And turn it up on high. Go west, start shaking the block. It ain't no stopping. We rockin', keep it and poppin'. And turn it up on high. Bumping holy tracks in the back of the Cadillac while we snapping so dramatic. And turn it up on high. Go west, start shaking the block. It ain't no stopping. We rockin', keep it and poppin'. And turn it up on high. And listen, while you whipping 285, don't let it try. Just remember that we gotta rep his name on high. Forget tomorrow, we gotta do it right now. Cause tomorrow you might be living in the sky. Anybody got a problem with it, I'ma tell you what, take it up with the man on high. Now as I'm bumping my Alpine, treble up, speakers loud, I'm about to tell you a little secret pertaining my gosh. Jeremiah got a fire inside of him and it made him jump. And for me it's like I got 215s bumping off in my trunk. Back then my praise was on low, but now it's up to the maximum. I'm bagging all these demons, let's shout it, my God ain't having it. Think you can handle them? I'd like to see you try. My God, I beat it even down to the ground like it's a baseline. You know there ain't no stopping, so I gotta keep it popping. Real spinning with the Holy Spirit and plus the beat is knocking. I'm one of the millions of soldiers that's keeping the word alive. But I'ma kill this beat just like it flatline. And turn it up on high. Bumping holy tracks in the back of the Cadillac while we snapping so dramatic. And turn it up on high. Go west, start shaking the block. It ain't no stopping. We rockin', keep it and poppin'. And turn it up on high. Bumping holy tracks in the back of the Cadillac while we snapping so dramatic. And turn it up on high. Go west, start shaking the block. It ain't no stopping. We rockin', keep it and poppin'. And turn it up on high. Bumping holy tracks in the back of the Cadillac while we snapping so dramatic. And turn it up on high. Turn up in here. Go west, start shaking the block. It ain't no stopping. We rockin', keep it and poppin'. And turn it up on high. Bumping holy tracks in the back of the Cadillac while we snapping so dramatic. And turn it up on high. Go west, start shaking the block. It ain't no stopping. We rockin', keep it and poppin'. And turn it up on high.
Rodney Damon Collins. I'm an actor, producer, author, and speaker. I'm excited to share my first book entitled Shattered, A Journey Through the Pieces. I wrote this book because there are millions of people like me in this world who are searching for purpose while navigating emotional distress. This book is for anyone who wants to be the producer of their own life. The reader will be encouraged to know that if they, 1, keep God first, 2, learn how to make peace with the pieces in our lives, and finally 3, never deter from your dreams, that you will see your purpose fulfilled. I love you, and go grab this book on Amazon.com, Shattered, A Journey Through the Pieces.
Him Ikemia Arrington is a career empowerment speaker, business strategist to career professionals, and employed entrepreneurs who are building their businesses while working demanding full-time job as well as a visionary event producer. She is on a mission to help the massive take career control by positioning them to transition into careers, businesses, and life they love on their terms. Kim certainly affirms that you can love your Mondays by doing only the work you desire and enjoy. Who says you can't love your Mondays? Kim affirms that you most certainly can.
Hey, this is Nolan Holloway, aka Mr. Scribe. Just letting you know that I have 3 books of poetry that's available on Amazon.com. So when you get a chance, go to Amazon.com, look up Nolan P. Holloway Jr., not Mr. Scribe, and pick up one of my books for your enjoyment. Peace.
Nothing excites me more than to see children read the books that I illustrated and helped bring to life. You know, it's the process from start to finish, and you know, at the finish line, you see the children smiling and excited and sharing the stories with other children about, you know, an image or a book that they read. Another thing that gives me joy is working with new and upcoming writers, people who have all these stories that they want to tell and, you know, things that they want to share with the world, you know, just like, you know, me wanting to express myself as an artist and, you know, share my expressions. You know, people are doing the same thing with their stories, and to help, I feel like I'm helping making their dream come true.
Unveiled Treasures Bookstore. We offer a variety of items: church supplies, homeschool resources, music, books, and gifts. Our free ministry partners online affiliate program provides a collection of Christian resources. Unveiled Treasures, exquisite jewels to enrich your soul.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for the respect when you get home. Hey, baby, when you come home, darling, I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z. Speak life in every way, Let the people see, let them see, and make sure you know you're right. Oh, when you speak.
Hey, this is Shay Bynes with Kingdom Driven Entrepreneur. Let's level up. Tune in every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hey, this is Dr. Kishana. Level Up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
You are listening to Level Up with Bob Barrett-Wall from Enter the Diamond.
Hey, this is Rodney Damon Collins, inviting you to Level Up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Eastern.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, Level Up Nation on Facebook. I want you guys to migrate over to The Real Level Up. That's The Real Level Up on YouTube. Very soon we will be broadcasting exclusively on YouTube. And I don't want you guys to miss any of the upcoming shows that we have planned for the rest of the year. Yes, we are actually booking out the rest of the year with some incredible people that will be coming on. First, to share about their life. Second, to share about their passion that turned into purpose. And who we have in the studio, we have that person sitting right here, COVID compliant though. She's in her studio and I'm in mine. Yes, by way of blue jeans, we have Sue Rice in the studio, and let me just say this. For those of you who missed the first of us getting on, I want to say that this is my angel. One of my angels that came out of nowhere, and she was the person, and I'm telling you, she is the person. One other person though. I can't. There's two people really, right, Sue? There's two people that really helped us get the dream home that we are currently in right now. And look, it's nothing fancy. But my husband and I are not fancy people. We just want something practical that will work and that we can grow old together in. And this person that you guys see on this screen right here was phenomenal. If it had not been for her, I don't know how I will be able to sit in the home that I love so dearly. I remember, walking into our home, and Sue, the first time that I set foot I didn't even look around, Sue. I, I didn't even, it was something, I don't know, most women, you guys can probably, you know, back me up on this one, but when you step foot into something that you know it's yours, you just know. And that's what happened to me. And I knew it was going to happen because I had looked at. Now, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the type of I'm the type of person that love going around and looking at houses. I should have been a real estate agent, but I'm doing enough right now. But I love going into homes and just, you know, how you go into a home and you just kind of visualize, oh, if this was mine, that couch would be over here, that television will be here, this will be my son's room, this will be our. Well, with this one, I didn't even get a chance. I stepped into this house and I knew it was mine, but I just didn't know how it was going to be possible to be mine. So what Sue and I are going to do, we're going to talk about my story so that you guys can actually see that it is possible. Well, it doesn't matter what you have gone through. We have gone through so much with our financial situation that, you know, working with someone who knows what they're doing, but not only that, Sue is the type of person who loves what she's doing. There's a difference. So when you have a person that is turning their passion into purpose, and you looked up to have a person like Sue in your corner as you were trying to go from renting to home buying to home ownership. So enough from me. I'm going to Sue. I could talk about you all day because I usually do. When people are asking me about do you know somebody that can help me out? First of all, I say this, Sue. I'm going to give you Sue Rice's number, but you better be ready for her because she is no holds barred. No holds barred. So Sue, before we get into what you do now, as as it comes with the audience who's watching you, they want to get to know you, Sue. So just kind of tell us, you know, a little bit of background history of where you from, where you came from. Who was Sue? Who was little Sue at 10 years old, and what was she thinking about?
Not about mortgage.
Not about mortgage at all.
No, it was probably about what I was going to be wearing for school the next day, or talking with one of my best friends from school. I never thought about mortgage or helping people getting into their homes. Never. It was not a long-term dream. So, and the way I fell into it was I had 3 different career paths before that.
Wow.
So, anyway, so yes, I was originally in medical, also in the military. So I do have a Navy. I was in the Navy and actually retired. Oops, didn't say that. That kind of ages me a little bit. But and then after I got out of college, I got my degree in computer science and worked in computer field for a number of years. And then Y2K started, and the computer industry overhired, because they thought it was the end of the world coming. And then they found out after January 1st, 2000, that it wasn't, that we continued. Well, in the meantime, they started laying off and downsizing and outsourcing. My job went away, and someone said, why don't you go into mortgage? And it was like, I don't have any training for that. And they said, oh, don't worry about it. You can get a position, and they'll train you on the job. I did, and that was in 2001, so I've been doing this for 20 years, effective in 2 weeks.
Oh, my gosh.
So that's a huge background on me.
God, well, I'm gonna backtrack just a little bit. Sue, first of all, are you from Atlanta, Georgia, anywhere in the South?
No, originally I'm from Southern Illinois.
Get out.
So
that's about
whenever I say Illinois, everybody goes, oh, you're from Chicago. And it's like, no, there's a whole great big state of Illinois. So I am from the southern half of Illinois and grew up at kind of farm area in that area. Farming. Flat land, see for miles and miles.
Gosh, yeah, as opposed to, where you are now, here, Georgia, all of this, Appalachian country here is mountainous. So I know that was kind of I don't know, some people from the Midwest, they go one or two ways. Either they are like, wow, look at these mountains, or they're like, wow, look at these mountains, So I'm from Birmingham, so I'm used to it. So used to. Well, so did you have anybody in your life at a younger age that kind of pressed upon you? Because what I'm hearing, and what I hear from a lot of people that finally end up finding their passion, is that you've gone from this to this to this. And was there anyone early on in your growing up stages that really encouraged you to, don't ever give up until you actually find what you're looking for?
My mother was an entrepreneur, so I watched her start from her small business.
Wow.
And actually built that business, hired additional people, went back, started teaching, and then actually opened her own school. So I came from a family where the women in the family were very motivated. My father, he said, you seem to have a nurturing side about you. You need to be a teacher. And it was like, teaching?
Teacher?
Oh, my gosh, no. I couldn't see myself teaching. But in my profession, that's exactly what I am doing. I'm teaching people about what they need to do to change their lives, change the way they're doing things, and be able to purchase a home.
Yeah, that's exactly what you did for us, Sue. Later on in the broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, we'll kind of dig down and give you some examples of what she means by helping people in a way that you will be healthy to buy a home. And I mean, it's totally different than just going out and securing the money that you can get to purchase the home. But if you are credit healthy, not only that, we got to a place where we weren't just credit healthy, but we were emotionally, physically, and I mean all of the above. We were all the above, ready to purchase the home, and it makes a difference, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, because it goes beyond finances when you own a home, because that is for most of us, that will be your largest purchase in your life. And so that's why we really, once my husband and I made the decision that we were going to try it again, because like I said, we owned a home before, but we lost it in that, and at some point, Sue, I really want to talk about how did you help people through 2006, 7, 8, 9, and 10, through that horrendous recession that we experienced, and so many people lost their homes, and we were one of them. So many people, and here's the catcher though: we lost our homes, but we rented the home that we used to own. That's how crazy it was back then. So, just to, get to a place where we were able to own again. When I say emotionally, even spiritually, it does something to you, because you know that you have purchased a piece of property, a piece of land that's going to eventually be your own. It's not your own until you pay off that mortgage. And that's where my husband and I are really trying to get to, is not only, live in this 30-year mortgage, but we're trying to get out of it as fast as possible. So we'll talk about that as well. But still, I just want to, kind of piggyback on what you had talked about regarding yourself. You say had you gone into the military straight out of high school, or was that something that you had done as a secondary career?
No, I pretty well enlisted within the first year after high school.
For high school?
In a small town, I didn't want to, at that time, go to college. I just finished high school, and it was like, more school? And so there was not really a way out of town. I didn't want to marry the boy next door. My grandmother suggested military, and I thought, great opportunity. They provide education.
Yes.
They provide clothing, meals, housing. What a way, So I did join, and I entered into the medical field at that time. So.
Okay.
Positioned, got transferred around, but ended up in Philadelphia for about 5 or 6 years before migrating slowly down into the Atlanta area.
Wow. And that's the reason why I was asking you about military. Most people, as you had mentioned, most people are not running to our colleges and universities. Military is another option for people who really want to, really try to, find exactly what they were like to get into. And I've got a number of friends and a number of friends who have children that are going into the military first, so that they can really, see what is right for them. Is it so that would you say that would be the actual thing that happened with you, because you went into the medical field? What did you see in the medical field as you were going through that in the military? Did you find out maybe not for me?
I enjoyed medicine when I was in the military. We at the time that I was in, we were able to do a lot of things. When I got out, I was only recognized as a bedpan tech, maybe, at least. And I found out that to be able to do the things that I had been doing in the military, which was some things were equivalent to many specialty technicians, LPN, and even sometimes RN levels, to come out and not be able to do anything. My hands were tied. I was going to have to go back to school, to college, for 4 years, and able to do what I'd been doing inside the military. So while I was deciding what to do and going to school, I decided at that time computers were the up-and-coming thing. So I decided to get a degree in computer science, because I knew that was a position that I could find a job in no matter where I was working or living.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, no, that's true. I mean, back, at the time that you were going through, and I'm not going to put it out there, but at the time that you were going through, you're right. It was before 2000. If anything before 2000, that was the fastest growing profession that you can get into, and people were doing very well in that profession. Gosh, wow. What I do like about what you are alluding to Sue, is that in everything that you had done, you took something with you to, come to the place where you are right now. And so, Sue, now I really understand. Now I really understand how you were able to, kind of maneuver and have, the knowledge that you had when you were helping us through. Because you know how you can talk to someone and you're thinking, oh, she's just a mortgage person, but that's not that's not what I thought about you, Sue. Because I literally thought that you were so well rounded in the information that you were providing to us, because you now I see you were pulling from experiences from being in computers, from being in the medical field, from being in the military, that could help us, kind of siphon through the muck and the mire of getting a mortgage to purchase a home. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say this. Hang on to your horses, because when we come back from our next break, we're going to dive right into, what the experience happened with me. First of all, how did I meet you, Sue? I mean, it was just a wild way how her and I met. I still chuckle to this day. I even remember the first time we talked. I remember that's how you made the impression on me, Sue, because you were just, I love how much you were just a matter of fact, but yet there was that gentleness in your voice that spoke to that it's going to be okay. We're going to be able to do this. You just have to do the work. That's what that first conversation was all about. It was going to be okay. And you have to have someone like yourself, Sue, because like I said, this is probably the first, if not the second largest purchase that you can do in your life. And to have someone like yourself, Sue, that was, I really felt like you were in our corner and you had the pom-poms each and every time we picked up that phone was calling, oh, Sue. And you were like, wait, say it again.
You were challenged.
we were quite challenged. And that's why I'm saying I don't mind sharing, because I know in our testimonies, as we always say here on our show, our testimonies are the ones that really will help someone else out. So we're going to be watching and taking your questions on Facebook as well as YouTube, everyone. If you're watching on Facebook, you can head on over to our comment section and type in all of your questions there. We're also able to watch our questions on YouTube. Yes, Level Up is finally leveling up, because in the beginning we did not know how to do that. Now we do. So we can take your questions and comments on Facebook as well as YouTube. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
There's a purpose and a destiny Don't give up, no. Is anyone listening to him? Can you hear what God said? Is anyone listening to him? Can you hear what he said? I can. I'll be his light and I'll shine, 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 shine. It's okay, don't have to be afraid. Take a breath and step out on your faith. It's okay, don't have to be afraid. Just relax, let Jesus guide your way. And just shine, 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 oh, shine, 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 oh, shine,
Marion Collection Men's and Women's Wear has statement pieces or full head-to-toe custom design. It's the personal styling service customized to your fit, lifestyle, and budget. Hi, I'm Marion Boyd, CEO and your designer guide for success. Contact me at 770-402-0730 Eastern Standard Time from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. only. I'm on Facebook at Marion G. Boyd or Instagram at Marion_Collection1. Get in, my people, where you fit.
Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you tried, things just still go wrong?
Many times.
What do you do?
I let go and let God.
All I'm asking from you is to bump up our credit limit to where it was.
It's declined.
We're experiencing some financial hardships at the moment.
You have 6 days to make payment.
I can't believe this is happening.
You know, I never asked you to pray with me.
It's you and me. We got this. God wants to help you, Peter.
Excuse me?
But you're not letting him in.
I did once. Last time we spoke, you took a man away from me I loved dearly. From that day, I swore to take matters into my own hands. But I don't know what to do.
I know that you don't believe, but I will pray for you.
I love you so much.
Copy mo.
It was a miracle. You believe in miracles?
Listen, if you need me, you call me.
All of the angels in heaven are rejoicing. You gotta know that everything is gonna be okay.
Have you been sluggish, bloated, overweight? You could be toxic from your environment, food, and medications. It's time for a clean start. Come by or book online today.
Hey, this is Gina A. Towns on Real Talk that takes you higher. Level up. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
It's Dr. Morgan. Time to level up. Every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. We look forward to having you tune in.
Hi, this is George Vincent.
And Rick Irvin.
And we are the Heavenly Deposit Team, and we need you to level up.
Hey, this is your girl, Joanna Hill McGill, Walmart's first Next Gospel Superstar winner. I need you to level up.
Hey, this is Jonathan Graham from Black Out the Box, and you're listening to Angee from the B, Mr. Scribe, and Robin from NYC. Level up every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
And welcome back to Level Up, Real Talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome, welcome, welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching us on Facebook, I want you guys to head on over to YouTube. Please head on over to YouTube. Now, we had a slight difficulty on our on our Facebook channel, which is really one of the reasons why we're heading over to YouTube. Have no issues there with YouTube with our videos. So I want to apologize for those guys that are on our Facebook. But we are giving you guys the opportunity to head on over to our YouTube channel. In the weeks to come, we will be exclusively on YouTube. I don't want you guys to miss any of the shows that are coming up the rest of this year. Who we have in the studio? We have one of my angels, everyone. One of my angels. You guys are about to hear the story as to why she is. This is my mortgage person, Sue Rice. She is Sue Rice of Vinings Mortgage, and she has been incredible person in my life to make sure that I get into my dream home. Sue, I cannot thank you again of your diligence, your passion, your tenacity. And I can't say that for everyone that is in your industry. I can't. Because I know it's all about, trying to, make that next sale. And I get that. You're running a business, and I get that. But Sue, for those of you who are, I'm not going to say that everyone in your industry is like that. I will never say everyone. But someone like you, Sue, you are few and far between, because what I value in the service that you bring to each and one of your customers is that, Sue, you take time. You took the time with us. And let me just tell you, before I went to the break, everyone, I was going to tell you guys about our first meeting. Well, I met Sue from another friend of mine who drives the school bus with me. Shout out to Beverly Unakwe. Thank you, Beverly, girl. If you're watching now or later, you have you have introduced someone to me. And that's how Beverly was. She was just, Angee, you got to talk to her. But the first thing that Beverly did say, and I'm telling you guys now, you got to be ready for Sue. For someone who is passionate about what they are doing, especially this thing called inquiring a mortgage, it takes patience, it takes diligence, it takes a lot of you willing to change a lot of things that you thought you were doing right, but you weren't. And that was actually what I remembered, Sue, in our first meeting, in our first phone call, is that in your gentleness, in the way that you explain what you do and how you do it, you said right off the bat that this is going to take time, and you got to willing to be patient with yourself and in this process. I'm just paraphrasing, but that's what I took away from our conversation. So Sue, just address with our audience, what are the things when you're sitting down with a first time home buyer or someone this was my second time around.
Well, lots of times individuals just do not know well, I hate to say this, they do not know what they do not know.
They don't.
I mean, that sums it up, really. A lot of the first-time home buyers don't know anything about credit, or some of the people have had issues with credit, have a bad thought or aftertaste about credit, and don't want to attempt to do anything to touch their credit. So it's really educating people about credit. What does it take? How do you manage it? Because some people have gotten into situations where they got in trouble with credit and were afraid of it. From that point forward, they were afraid of it. And it's just literally taking the bull by the horns, saying, I'm in charge, not the credit, I'm in charge, and learning what it is, what you need to do to have great credit from here forward. Because credit scores, unfortunately, influence everything about your getting a mortgage. You know, it really does. It's not just scores, but the composition of the credit within. So once you learn what you need to do, how you need to do, easy.
Yeah. Once
Credit's
you learn,
a game, and you got to learn how to play the game.
you gotta learn how to play the game. And you know, Sue, it's funny you said that because you were more than just a mortgage person. Like you literally were the coach of helping us, you know, kind of navigate through this thing called credit first, and then to acquire the mortgage. And not only that, the right mortgage. Here's the other thing. Like right off the bat, Sue, you had educated us on that there's several mortgages that we can go for, and then soon after that, you had the knowledge of, you know, getting some of the incentives that were already out there. And you know, for someone that's in your industry, I know most of you guys in the industry will keep up on that, but you know, there's some out there that you know is not as well versed and educated. You weren't just versed in the county that we lived in, but you looked at the surrounding counties. And that's what got me. I'm like, wow, you know, this is a person that is really doing her research to help us to understand that, moving to this county will give you the advantages here, and moving to this county may not be such an advantage. But you gave us options. That's what I'm trying to get to right off the bat. And I think that's what helped us to realize that, oh man, we really can do that, because you gave us the options up front. And I guess it was your way of saying that, see, if we get to a place where you are healthy enough to choose these options, then, it's better to have options than to have just one single thing that you will go for. Because if one option didn't work, then we had another one, and then we had another one. And that's what gave me the confidence to know that we can do this.
At the time that you were purchasing, there were a lot of incentives to get people back into buying. And the different counties did have different programs. I do remember at that time. So, but when I said you were a challenge, what I meant was, I think you were ongoing for about 2 years. Now, part of that was not my challenge. Part of that was, and you said there were 2 people involved with you, and one of them I know is not here today, but that was also your CPA.
My CPA.
Your husband was self-employed. We had to get his income to a point showing on paper that he had the income to support home buying. So that's why I say you guys were a little bit challenged. First time I talked to you, I said, here's what you need to do with your credit to get it going. I know you thought that having lost your home before was going to be an obstacle, that you would not be able to buy again. And it's like, oh, you can buy. You can definitely buy, but you need to do this, this, and this to your credit. Well, I guess because of your occupation
Yeah.
and you were off during the summers, it was like you just here.
Yeah.
Next
It
summer you
it
come back,
fluctuates.
and it's like, well, let's look again and see what you've done. And it was like this first year you hadn't done anything that I told you to. You need to open up new credit to reestablish, to get rid of, to offset anything that was negative behind you. And it's like, well, yeah, I was going to. It's like, well, you need to get it done.
Done.
So next year, you did. You did. And that was such a surprise to see. It all was coming together. You had your income. You had everything in line. You had credit started. And so you were a joy to see come to full circle and be able to buy again.
Yeah. And let me explain to the listening audience, viewing audience, where I was in that time, because as I said in the previous segment, we had lost a home. So I literally was thinking, there's no way that I can purchase again, which is, listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're in that predicament, that is a lie. It's just that you have to do the work. You have to put more time into getting healthy again. And that's what I was really not, I just didn't want to do the work, the first time that you and I had talked. But as Sue kept, I would call her, at least once every 2 months, like, okay, Sue, just checking in with her to say, hey, this is where we are. But Sue, she was firm with me. She was firm on, okay, you're getting there, but you're still not doing what I told you to do in the beginning, which is, these are the things that you need to do so that you can become healthy. And that's what I wasn't getting. I wasn't getting that Sue was trying to work with us to become healthy. I was just trying to put a Band-Aid on it. I want a Band-Aid on it so we can get out this house that I'm renting. I'm ready to buy. I'm ready to own. But Sue was like, no. If you don't do, laying the foundation in the beginning, then later on you're going to crumble. You're going to crack. Something is not going to, support you as you're going through this process. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the process itself. Now, we're just explaining to you guys what her and I went through with one another before the process. So that's why I was saying that, for us, we needed to take the time to get healthy first. It literally, Sue, it literally felt like I was in a gym with you. And you were the personal trainer and was handing me that 5-pound weight. And I just had to work with that 5-pound weight for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Then you were able to give us a 10-pound weight. Then we work on that 10-pound weight for another 2, maybe 3 weeks. Because as it was getting closer and closer, ladies and gentlemen, it was getting a little hairy and harder, because what we were trying to do, we're trying to squeeze down to what we needed to be, who we needed to be financially in order to even start talking to the mortgage company. I hope I'm helping a lot of people with that, because it's the work that's on the front end. And those that are thinking about buying right now, start now. Call someone like Sue, or Sue is available. We're going to give, Sue, I don't want to put you all out there, but I know you're busy. She said available. But to have someone that really knows you and your situation. I want to speak on that one, Sue. What are some of the things that you are looking when you're sitting down with someone? We'll go back to my situation. When I first sat down with me, this is the part I didn't remember the first time. What are like the initial questions? You kind of alluded to some of them, like my income, how long did I work? I do remember those, but there are some other probing questions that you like to know right off the bat, so that you know where to start with everyone. Can you share that with us?
I usually spend a good amount of time talking with my clients, letting them know me. I think that's important, knowing who I am, where I came from, and then talking about them a little bit and about their family and their goals and things that have happened to them in their past. I want somebody to feel comfortable with me because they're going to have to give me their information, personal information, income. You don't disclose that to anybody else, you know. And I do ask lots of times, are you in a place where you can talk and discuss your income? Because a lot of people are at work. They're sitting in a cubicle, not any longer due to COVID. They're sitting at home. But, you know, sometimes they are not able to talk, and I'll ask them if they're able to call me back at a later time in the evening, and I'm always available in the evening, well, on weekends too, so that they can talk about their credit history. I always talk to people about their income. I talk to people about their credit history. Can, you know, tell me a little bit about your credit. Have you seen it recently? Do you know what your scores are? And usually that will open up opportunity, and they'll tell me, well, yeah, I did have a problem a few years back. Well, what was that? You know, and before I ever pull credit, I usually know if I'm going to be able to help that person with a loan that day.
Wow.
Or if we're going to have a plan. And usually when I pull credit, it only backs up what I've already discussed with them. So, and then pulling credit. I know in your case, you know, you just didn't think you'd ever be able to buy again. It's like, oh yeah, you're fine. We just need to work on it a little bit.
We just need to work on it.
Yeah.
And that was so key that, you know, first couple of times that you and I were talking, because I literally, no, seriously, you know, for all of what we had gone through, Sue, for all of what we gone through, I never thought that we can buy again. But it really started with the conversation I had with Beverly. And that's why it's so important, ladies and gentlemen, to have like those close friends that, you know, you don't mind sharing just a little bit more than your acquaintances, but you have, you know, I have a ton of people who are in Christ with me. So I share a little bit more of what I'm doing and going through. And it was just a happen chance conversation I had with Beverly. And she's like, girl, what you talking about? You need to talk to, you know, and just the fact that she knew you, she was so, you know, comfortable and confident in you that after she heard a little bit of my story, she said, no, I really think that you need to talk to Sue. Because Sue, I don't know if you knew this. You were the third person that I had talked to. And that's why I was feeling so discouraged that I'm like, we're going to be renting for the rest of our lives because there's no one out there that even want to hear my story, even want to, you know, take everything into consideration and still say, oh yeah, we can, this can happen. It's just that we're going to have to put some time and work into it.
And that's the problem. A lot of people in my industry, I hate to say this, they look at somebody and it's like, can't help them. Next.
Gosh.
And, you know, I can't do that. I find it in my heart to say, you know what, you can buy. However, not today. Don't get discouraged about that you can buy next month, 6 months from now, a year from now, whatever the case may be. There, you know, different people have different time frames.
Yes.
And giving them a realistic goal as to the baby steps. Here's how you're going to get here. First of all, we're going to do this, then we're going to do that, then we're going to do this. And my success is watching someone else be successful. When they are buying their home, and I remember being at your closing.
Yes.
We're so happy when you finally got the keys in your hand, and it was a Friday night around
7, 8. It was late.
It was late, yes. And I know your agent was wanting to oh, let's do this on Monday. It's like, no, we're not doing it on. They have moving truck ready. They have the utilities on, and they are wanting to move this weekend.
And we needed to. We had to move like that weekend because the house that they had offered it to us though, Sue, for us to buy it, but the wisdom of my husband, he doesn't look like a handyman, but he's a handyman in his mind. He knows what he's looking at and for, and said to me many, many times, because I was ready to buy the house that we were in. He said, no, not this house. It was going to take a lot of work for us to rehab that house because it was on the market as a rental for so long. And ladies and gentlemen, we all know what happens to houses when they become rentals is the TLC is not quite there. I'm not saying this is with everyone, but the TLC of that house was not quite there, and we had been there for 5 years, but we saw some of the things that would be a challenge for us to bring it back up to par. I call that house, that was my tree house, but it was also the house where I look at that house every once in a while, go by there and just thank God that I had that house for 5 years, but we were in that house to get healthy, financially, emotionally, and everything that we're discussing with you guys now, what happened with us during that time. We were renting our house for, maybe about 2 years, the house that we lost. And then we end up moving to another house that it was just a total rental. And that's the house that we were in for 5 years. And that's when we literally, Sue, I was thinking that once we started living there were some things that I was trying to change, but it wasn't quite enough. And that's where you came in. That's where you came in and said,
I couldn't understand. You were saying, and now I hear why you're calling it your tree house, was because there were some trees that were so close to the roof line, and you were going to have to, you were afraid that it was going to come down on the house. And I think you had a home inspection. You found out that there were so many things wrong with the house. And it was like, why are you wanting to buy this house? And I think you felt committed because you'd lived there for 5 years and maybe not wanting to go through the process of moving. And it's like, let's take a look at what's around us. Look at some other homes online. And just see yourself in one of those instead of what you're trying to stay in. And we finally got you an agent who found you. You were using someone that either came recommended to you or that you knew, but he was a broker and actually had you utilizing one of the agents that worked for him.
That's correct.
So
that's correct.
You ended up not knowing her at all.
Yeah, I ended up using her, but I thought I was going to use somebody else, but he introduced me to someone else eventually. But hold that thought, because we got to take our break. I want to jump right back into this because you had said something very, very important that I don't want our listening audience to miss. And that is, why did I not want to move? I'm going to talk to you guys more about that when we come back. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angie from the B. We'll be right back.
Something about you takes me away. Your glow, you shine, you're everyday vibe, relaxing like we're in an oasis. Ooh, there's no fuss and no fight, there's no wrong, it's alright with you. So when I'm with you, girl, it feels like paradise. Oh, yeah. It's that look in your eyes lets me know. Say, girl, I know that it's love. It's the light of love, yeah. So delightful love. Take a flight, oh love. It takes me away. It's the light of love. It's so delightful love. It's the lightness of love. Oh, some call it cloud nine, but I prefer to call it your presence. Oh, some say they falling in, but there's no tripping when you're in heaven. Oh, there's no fuss and no fight, there's no wrong, it's alright with you. So when I'm with you, girl, it feels like paradise. Oh, it's that look in your eyes lets me know. Sing, girl, I know that it's love. It's the light of love, so delightful love. Take a flight, oh love. It takes me away. It's the light of love. It's so delightful love. It's the lightness of love. And I see the light. So delightful love. Take a flight, oh love. It takes me away. It's the light of love. It's so delightful love. It's the light. It's the lightness of love. La 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 la. It's love. Oh, can help me say la 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 la. Say it's love. It's the lightness of love.
Speak life in every way, Let the people see, let them see, and make sure you know you're right. Oh, when you speak.
Introducing Rain Premium Sanitary Napkin. Rain has an innovative design that is made with a strip infused with Nobel Prize-winning material, graphene. The infused graphene strip may provide various health benefits that potentially help relieve painful abdominal cramps, help balance the body's pH, help eliminate harmful bacteria, help with aroma, help fight fatigue, boost metabolism, boost immune system. Graphene moves heat away from your core and contains vibrational energy. In this test, we will add water to the graphene strip and then place a 7-watt light bulb onto the strip to demonstrate the level of energy contained. These medical claims have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All results may vary. Protect the most precious jewel in the world, you. For more information, contact the person who referred you to this video. Rain is exclusively designed by Jewel Sanitary Napkins, LLC.
What you want, baby, I got what you need. You know I got it. All I'm asking is for the respect when you get home. Hey, baby, when you come home, darling, I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z.
Someone Cares of Atlanta is a nonprofit 501c3 community-based organization providing holistic health and wellness with locations in Marietta and Metro Atlanta. Our qualified behavioral health professionals provide extensive counseling and treatment in substance abuse, mental health, and opioid addiction. Someone Cares offers a variety of services, and our professionals are waiting to serve you. We are not just an agency, we are a friend.
Unveiled Treasures Bookstore. We offer a variety of items: church supplies, homeschool resources, music, books, and gifts. Our free ministry partners online affiliate program provides a collection of Christian resources. Unveiled Treasures. Exquisite jewels to enrich your soul.
It's your girl, Dr. Monique Frazier, owner of Prestige Decor and More. Let's level up on Sundays, 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
Hey guys, vibe with Mr. Scribe on Level Up.
Hey, it's Goddess, and it's time to level up. Every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
This is Allison Feliciano. Listen or watch Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Keep it locked right here.
And welcome back to Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching on Facebook, I want you guys to head on over to The Real Level Up. That's The Real Level Up on YouTube. In the weeks to come, we will be exclusively going on YouTube. So just want to give everybody an opportunity to migrate over to our YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button. Not only that, there is a share button on YouTube. So those of you who are watching us on Facebook, I have also included the link to our YouTube page to give you guys an opportunity to just hit that link, find where we are, and hit the subscribe button from there. All right, before we get back into our conversation, everyone, I just want to give a shout out to our, to the folks who are here with us week in and week out. First of all, just want to give a shout out to Mary Goolsby. Thank you, girl. Yes, I will always be transparent on this show. I will always be transparent. I have found that your testimony will forever help someone else. I also want to give a shout out to my other half. He's listening. I don't know how he's doing it because he's in the studio, Sue. But anyway, he is listening. Well, first of all, let me just say this. Sue is one of his favorite girls. he loves him some Sue. Loves you to death. Huh?
I talked to him just a couple of days ago.
Oh, there you go. See? They're friends on their own, you guys. So also want to shout out to Santa Carr. Thank you so much for tuning in and giving us hearts, love, and everyone else. I'm looking for my girl, Miss Doris Walker. Now let me just tell you guys about my Doris Walker. When she's not here, I feel a little like, where is she? But if Doris, if you are watching, I just don't see you. Thank you for always being a part of our show. The reason why we have this show, everyone, is it's just giving you a sneak peek in. Sometimes when you guys are typing in your questions and comments, you're a part of the conversation. So being a part of this conversation today, just type in your questions and comments. We will get them to Sue. Now, I got another hour and a half with her, ladies and gentlemen. So if you have any questions or comments for her, just type them in the comment section in either our Facebook live stream or on our YouTube live stream. I know we haven't been giving out our live stream attachments to you guys for YouTube, but we finally figured it out, and we have our chat open and ready for questions and comments there. All right. One other thing that I want to also give a shout out to, just want to give a shout out to my co-host Nolan Holloway. Yes, he is still under the weather, everyone. Thank you for all of your prayers. Thank you for all your comments that you guys have been giving, even to us, sometimes direct messages regarding Nolan. He is well on his way to full recovery. I hate to say speedy recovery. I do want him back because I miss my co-host, but I do want him back 100% healthy. So take all the time, in case you are watching, my co-host Nolan, take all the time that you need to get healthy, my brother. We're going to hold this down here at Level Up until you get back. I also want to give a shout out to my girl, Robin Bright. Thank you, Robin, for just, all your continued prayers as she is going through her short sabbatical. You guys continue to pray for her as well. She's doing great. She's not sick. She just needs to take the necessary time off to take care of things that she needs to take care of. And here at Level Up, we will always say, you guys have heard us say this, family first. Family first. So just want to give the shout out to the two of them. Miss them dearly, and they will be back very, very soon. All right, well, let's get back into our conversation with Sue Rice of Vinings Mortgage. And what we are talking about, you guys, your path to home ownership. Look, if we don't talk about anyone else's story, we can talk about mine. We can talk about mine. If you missed any of the earlier segments, I have said to each and every one of you guys, she is the reason why I am in my dream home. She is. I have one other person, and we've mentioned my CPA. These two people here, and they had been on the show before together. I brought them on together on an earlier show. You guys can take a look at that show because we shared a lot of information even on that show. So with bringing back Sue on the show now, I wanted to kind of separate them out because Sue, even on that show, we could have talked for another hour or so. You guys had so much information.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot
before the break
about credit.
Say it again.
And then again, to get you into your dream home when you were stuck in a rental. We were going to pick right back up there.
Oh, gosh. Wow. Before we went to break, I told you guys I was going to give you the reason why that I wanted to stay in that rental home because it was offered to us to buy it. But my husband, he put his foot down. Every once in a while, he puts his foot down with me. He's like, absolutely not. We're not buying this house. He was, and thank God. Thank God, because, as time went on, I did see a lot of the things that needed to be repaired in that rental home that, it wouldn't have been, it wasn't my dream home. Let me just say this. I would have been stuck in a rental that I would have been halfway happy with. But where we are right now, I am fully happy. Where it's the location. It's the size of the house. It's the way the house is built. And like I told you guys earlier, I stepped foot in that house and I knew it was mine. Here's the kicker, though. This is where, fear set in with me again. When my agent, as we told you in the previous segment, I had worked with a couple of agents and finally found one that I landed with. Well, she had taken me to 5 houses, ladies and gentlemen, 5 houses in one Saturday. And let me tell you the reason why. The 5th house that we saw, I knew it was mine, because prior to that, I had been looking at houses well before I met Sue, well before I met my agent. I was already doing the work. And someone said, yes, the house is dope. Thank you, Daniel. Yes. Well before I met with, sat down and talked with Sue, I was looking at houses every chance I got. First of all, it's a love for me. I don't know why I'm not a real estate agent, but I love looking at properties, whether old or new. It doesn't matter. I just love, going out and look. So I had an idea by the time I sat with my agent of what I was looking for. That's important too. And that was part of the speed of us getting the house that I wanted into our midst. But I remember thinking about this, Sue. I don't know if I even told you this one. She gave me the price of the house. And Sue had already given us our tip top, you guys, this is the most that you guys will qualify for. Well, the house that we're in now was well over that. And I remember going back to you, Sue, you did it again. I could not believe Sue said this to me. She said, well, that's a little over, but let me get back with you. Let me see what I can do. How many mortgage people will ever tell you that, ladies and gentlemen? I was shocked that once again, Sue helped me to understand that it was possible. Again, she did it again. And this is not even going through the process of she was like, yeah, it's possible, but let me see what I can do. And Sue, the only thing I can say to that is that if we hadn't have done the work on the front end, I don't think you would have said that to us. Is that what happened? So you got to tell me what was going on when I told you that it was well over the price from our tip top number.
When a loan officer tells you the price range that you're looking at, that is taking the typical sales price, typical property taxes, and typical homeowners association and anything else that is a part of that. If I remember correctly, your home does not have an HOA,
nope.
So we didn't have to roll that in. The property taxes on your property was lower than what is normal for the sales price of that home.
That's correct.
Between no HOA, lower sales tax on that particular property, and clicking pay off one little item on your credit report got you right where you needed to be to get that home, because that home was actually on your bus route, wasn't it? Wasn't that subdivision in your bus route?
No, it was actually outside of the area that I wanted to look for, because I was trying to keep, ladies and gentlemen, I was trying to keep my kids at a certain school in the county that we're in, and it was actually outside of it. But Sue, I don't know if you remember me saying this, it was a reason why I remained a bus driver for the county that I'm driving for, because I wanted to keep that option open. I wanted to, if I couldn't stay in the school district, I could use my employee transfer to keep them in the schools that they were currently in. And that's why I remain a school bus driver, because I do have to say one thing, about the county that I drive for. That is one of the great perks that was ever given to me, that I could choose any school in the county that my sons can go to. I just had to, use my employee transfer to do it. So that, ladies and gentlemen, opened me up to really the county at large. I wanted to stay in the county though, Sue. And that's where you and I were going back and forth with, well, if you go to the county next door to it, you had more incentives. You remember that?
Yeah. There was, at that time, I believe the next county over had a huge down payment assistance program, whereas the county that you were in did not offer that.
Did not.
So, you know, it was an opportunity for those who were able to partake in it.
Yeah, it was. And in actuality, many people did partake in that because they were trying to, get people to buy in that particular county, which it wasn't far from where I was. I mean, where I live in this particular county, I live very close to the county that Sue was wanting me to look into, and it wasn't far. But as it always goes, you find the house that you really want. You find the house that you really want. And I remember us talking about this, Sue, that, hey, don't start looking at houses. And Sue had already started looking, but you were like, don't look, because you're going to be upset that you can't get that one. And that's why I was so afraid that day, Sue, to call you and say, Sue fell in love with a house. And it's well over the amount. So was it that we were credit healthy, Sue, that we were able to inch over a little bit more for us to get it?
You were credit healthy. Running the auto, again, clicking paid off. And this home, fortunately, had lower taxes. If it had been a home that had taxes, which was typical for the area, then wouldn't have been able to get it. But yeah, just clicking a little paid off credit card that wasn't going to be but a couple of $100 and another little one, that you wouldn't even have noticed the additional at closing. But just knowing what it takes sometimes to get you into the home, clicking things paid off.
Yes.
That's an easy remedy, to get you into that house, that it's your dream home, and it was your dream home because you're still in it. You're still happy in it. You're sitting there in your bedroom in it.
It's okay. During COVID, look, during COVID, everyone, when I say this is my dream home, my husband and I were actually, let me just say this. It's enough home for us to live in and run our two businesses out of. And so, that's why it became a dream home, because I saw that this home could, as you guys are getting older now, I'm not, my husband and I, we're not spring chicken. Okay. Let me just say this. I'm not going to tell you our ages. I don't mind, but he may. But we have a son who's 24, if that could help you how old we are. But we were looking for a dream home, a forever home. Let me say that. I was looking for a forever home, and when I was looking for the forever home, I'm already having the foresight of family that would come and stay with us, because my husband is from Michigan, I'm from Birmingham. When family come in town, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted the home where they can stay and stay comfortably. And we have had since then a number of events here at the house where, at one point it could be 50 people in this house comfortably. And so it was enough room, enough living spaces that we threw, a number of parties here where people just had a great time. And that was our foresight. Not only that, having enough room for when our family come in town. And that's what I saw in this house was it's not just for us, but we wanted to share it with our family and friends on a regular basis. And that is what I consider a dream home. It's not about the size of this house. It was just that we wanted enough space that we're not sitting on top of each other when family and friends are coming from out of town staying with us. That's what I consider a dream home, a home that I can share with my family and friends, and that's what I have. So I just want, well, gosh, these breaks, they come too fast. When we come back from break, everyone, Sue, I want you to actually share with our listening audience, about some of the things that they can do now. If there's a person that's listening right now and they're saying the same thing that I said back in 2016 and 17, this is when all this happened. 2016 and 17, I did not see any way possible of owning again. And that might be your story. But we're going to dispel that myth. I'm going to allow Sue to, just let me show you guys her expertise in this. And it's not just about her expertise. When you find someone, like I said, when you find someone who is not just an expert in this, but has a love for it, this person will go the extra mile to make sure that you get what you deserve or what you desire to have. And that's who I had in Sue. Once again, I just want to thank all of those who have been so diligent in sending your new projects to us. The person who you just heard in the previous break was Alvin Garrett. I just want to give a shout out to him one more time. We will be playing another new cut from him that he just recently dropped his new album. You guys check it out. If you're on Facebook, you're noticing that I'm dropping in names. That is so that you can click on that name and find that either that independent artist or there may be a commercial that you have seen of a product that you would like to find more information about or even purchase. I'm clicking in the name so that all you guys had to do is select that name and you will be tied into that person that's either selling that service or product, or you can purchase or buy their new singles. All of the people that we are featuring on our show, they are independent artists. So I want you guys to really support that independent artist, because it's not easy to get on terrestrial radio. Terrestrial radio is actually the radio that you hear in your car with the antenna. That's terrestrial radio. So what we like to do here at Level Up is support that independent artist. Well, let's take it a step further. You guys head on out there, check them out, purchase their new projects that they have out already. Like I said, Alvin has his project out already. And not only that, you may be able to catch him singing at a singing hall near you, because he is a phenomenal artist on stage as well. I also want to give a shout out to, once again, to Mike Jeezy. He was the first artist that we featured. He is another one that has incredible music, more music than you guys can ever imagine. This brother right here has several projects that you may not have already heard about, but you've heard it right here on Level Up. We're going to take our break. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. We'll be right back.
We about to fly. We about to soar across the sky. Just be chill. Come on, allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is PROMISSLAND Ministry, FIRE on the MIC, Cross Legacy. You blood boy, you kin to me. His blood brought adoption agency for the Lord's cause. When the Lord forced conspiracy, the Lord talked to the black sheep. It's just been Gene dying cause your color. Son dying for a mother. Cain killed his brother, but we still able. Put your heart on the table, put your head in the halo, helping hand to amigo. Quote the word when you feel low, and just fly. Soar across the sky, because if you lay down and die, they gonna say you never stood for nothing when the devil was bluffing. You cussing and struggling, now cops handcuffing, stuffing you, pushing you in the car to take a ride. When you make bail, boy, I'm telling you, boy, you better fly. Soar across the sky, not how you begin. All about the way you tarry and carry while you pray and slay. From Monday to Sunday, for the finale, when you gone, it's grass greener on the cemetery lawn. Be about that life, about that gospel. Disciples living never die. FLY.
Spread your wings, take off and fly, fly. Soar across the sky, fly.
Steel bars, couldn't hold her. Fire flames, couldn't burn her.
Mountain like eagles, spread your wings, take off and fly, fly. Soar across the sky, fly.
Steel bars, couldn't hold her. Fire flames, didn't burn her. Steel bars, couldn't hold her. Fire flames, couldn't burn her. Allow me to take this time and learn you something, youngin'. Ain't no future in frontin', your future in front of you. Who are you frontin' for? Transparency is the forefront of what's possible. Thugs turn to apostle, streets on the pulpit, the realest thing I ever seen. Go ahead and fly, best of both worlds. Get the best out of you when you call. Too blessed for stress, too anointed for disappointment, too endowed to act how, too sanctified to believe the devil lies, too slain to feel any pain, too much favor to be on the naughty list, too much discernment to let you pick my gift, too prayed up to let my flesh mess it up, too many brothers and sisters in Christ to feel like I ain't got no family, holy rolling with me, I'm about to fly, set the sky aflame, holy fire dragon, breathing on folks' pain, filled with propane, living water is heated, hot tea for the hot topic, can't top his performance, or fit my God into a locket, get the picture, 1 million prophets take flight, 100 million prophecies manifest, ancestry.com, bloodline, loyalty, you better fly.
Mountain like eagles, spread your wings, take off and fly, fly. Soar across the sky, fly.
Steel bars, couldn't hold her. Fire flames, couldn't burn her.
Mountain like eagles, spread your wings, take off and fly, fly. Soar across the sky, fly.
Steel bars, couldn't hold her. Fire flames, didn't burn her. Steel bars, couldn't hold her. Fire flames, couldn't burn her.
Soar across the sky.
We about to fly. We about to
Kim Ikemia Arrington is a career empowerment speaker, business strategist to career professionals, and employed entrepreneurs who are building their businesses while working demanding full-time job as well as a visionary event producer. She is on a mission to help the massive take career control by positioning them to transition into careers, businesses, and life they love on their terms. Kim certainly affirms that you can love your Mondays by doing only the work you desire and enjoy. Who says you can't love your Mondays? Kim affirms that you most certainly can.
My name is Rodney Damon Collins. I'm an actor, producer, author, and speaker. I'm excited to share my first book entitled Shattered: A Journey Through the Pieces. I wrote this book because there are millions of people like me in this world who are searching for purpose while navigating emotional distress. This book is for anyone who wants to be the producer of their own life. The reader will be encouraged to know that if they, 1, keep God first, 2, learn how to make peace with the pieces in our lives, and finally 3, never deterred from your dreams, that you will see your purpose fulfilled. I love you, and go grab this book on Amazon.com, Shattered: A Journey Through the Pieces.
Nothing excites me more than to see children read the books that I illustrated and helped bring to life. You know, it's the process from start to finish, and you know, finish line to see the children smiling and excited and sharing the stories with other children about, an image or a book that they read. Another thing that gives me joy is working with new and upcoming writers, people who have all these stories that they want to tell and, things that they want to share with the world, just like, me wanting to express myself as an artist and, share my expressions, people are doing the same thing with their stories and to help. I feel like I'm helping making their dream come true.
Hey, this is Nolan Holloway, aka Mr. Scribe. Just letting you know that I have 3 books of poetry that's available on Amazon.com. So when you get a chance, go to Amazon.com, look up Nolan P. Holloway Jr., not Mr. Scribe, and pick up one of my books for your enjoyment. Peace.
Marion Collection men's and women's wear has statement pieces or full head-to-toe custom design. It's the personal styling service customized to your fit, lifestyle, and budget. Hi, I'm Marion Boyd, CEO and your designer guide for success. Contact me at 770-402-0730 Eastern Standard Time from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. only. I'm on Facebook at Marion G. Boyd or Instagram at Marion_Collection1. Get in, my people, where you fit in.
Speak life in every way, Let the people see, let them see, and make sure you know you're right. Oh, when you speak.
This is Marion Boyd with Marion Collection, real talk that takes you higher, level up, on Sundays from 3 to 6 p.m. It's ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
What's up, y'all? Troy Lance here. It's time to level up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6.
Hey, this is Melly coming at you from the Camp Transformation Center in Davie, Florida, and I need you to level up. Tune in every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
It's your boy, Mark Buddington, a.k.a. Money Mark. Let's level up on Sundays from 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories. Yeah.
Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching us on Facebook, I want you guys to know that there is a link in our in our comment section that will get you directly to our YouTube channel. Yes, in the coming weeks, we will be exclusively on YouTube. Just want to give everybody the opportunity as my Facebookers. Not sure if that's a word, but anyway, for all of my Facebook watchers, I want you guys to have enough time to head on over to our YouTube channel, and where you can find us is The Real Level Up. The Real Level Up. Well, let's get back into our conversation with Sue Rice of Vinings Mortgage. And what we are discussing is your path to home ownership. Listen, everyone, the best story that I can talk about is my own. So if you miss any part of this show, I am being very candid and open. And yes, Mary, I'm trying my best to be as transparent can be, as how we went from not owning to owning. We've been owners since 2017. And the lady that you are that is sitting in front of you right now is Sue Rice, is the person who made this all possible, along with my CPA. Cannot say enough about these two professional people who, for both of them, their passion has turned into purpose, and each and every person who they are, helping, or, just helping out with anything, whether it's as a CPA or as a mortgage person, they go above and beyond. So, Sue, I just want you to, speak more to those who was like me, who did not, they're sitting out there right now thinking that there is no way. I don't make enough money. my credit is in the toilet, and who wants to buy during the pandemic? That really is a good question. I'm getting two sides of that though, Sue. On one end, I'm hearing that there are more people that are moving because the houses, there's a big shortage of inventory in housing, so somebody is moving.
Huge. We've gone into this pandemic has created a frenzy, and a lot of people are afraid to put their homes, were afraid to put their homes on the market for sale because they were afraid of having people come through their homes, contaminate their homes. Perhaps the person has COVID, they're coming into their home and infecting their family. A lot of people did not want to put their homes on the market during that time. Now they're beginning to feel like they would like to list their homes. However, they're not because there's a shortage. Yes, there is a shortage of homes, and they feel like if they sell their home, they're not going to have a home to go to. Yeah, it is a seller's market right now. If you are putting your home, if you're listing your home and it is in it doesn't even have to be pristine. If it is in good condition and is priced very reasonable, you're going to get multiple offers and even over and above your list price without having to pay any incentives, seller paid closing costs, or anything. Now, the problem is you need to be able to have a backup plan that if you're not going into another home, that you have somewhere temporarily to live, maybe with some in-laws, some outlaws, for lack of better words, or even renting for a while because it will take a while to find that next home that you're wanting to move into. Even if you're having a home built, building supplies are taking a tremendous amount of time right now to get in. Just had a couple that thought they'd be closing the end of April, first part of May, and now it's being extended to the end of June because the builder, it hasn't been the weather per se, but it's getting the materials in. And of course, we all know that lumber has gone up exponentially, so housing prices are going up also. Supply and demand is driving that up. Cost of supplies is driving that up. Luckily, the interest rates are still low. They have drifted slightly up, but they're still low. They're still low compared to where they have been in other years.
Well, Sue, when you're saying low, there are several people who just have no idea what is considered low, and what do you see in the future?
From what we're being told, they're trying to keep the interest rates low. Okay. This past year, we had a ton of people refinancing because the rates were in the twos.
In the twos? Wow.
Twos. I just refinanced my own home at 2.25%. And that is a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. Now, it is a VA mortgage. Your government loans are some of the lowest interest rates possible. Your conventional is is more score driven than what your government loans are. So, but still, I've gotten some individuals into the high twos, even on conventional, refinanced. Wow. And now they're back in the threes, the high twos for government, low threes, middle threes for conventional. Is that still low? Yes, it's extremely low. You can buy a lot of house for not much payment right now.
Man, that is low. Well, ladies and gentlemen, in case there's some of you who did not know, yeah, the twos and threes are low. I remember even my mom, she's watching right now. Hi, Mom. I remember my mom was saying, back in the, I want to say 90s, they were in the nines, weren't they?
In the 90s, yes. They were in the, in the 90s. In the 80s, they were even up in the 80s, they were in the teens, people.
Wow.
During the early 80s, mid 80s, they were up around 16, 17%. And that's not if you had bad credit. That was the interest rate of the day. So when they started falling down to 13%, people were running to the banks to refinance. In the 90s, they were in the very low teens. I remember purchasing a home in the late 80s, and we got 11%. That was the best rate. When we refinanced at 8. So I remember there was a refinance boom during the early 2000s when interest rates were dropping down to 6%, down to 6%. Everyone was flocking to the doors again to refinance.
Oh, we had
when we were going into the twos for the very first time I've ever seen them. Yes, people were lining up at the doors. If they still had jobs after COVID, and a lot of people unfortunately lost their jobs during COVID. And that's a very bad situation. A lot of businesses closed. A lot of small business owners were not able to stay in the market and had to shut their doors, and that was very unfortunate for them.
Oh.
But for anyone who still had a job, they were all trying to refinance or purchase because it's an excellent time to purchase.
Oh. Well, Sue, for those who are looking, what's the first step? What would, I mean, of course, give you a call. But before they even sit with you, Sue, what would you say to a person before they even get on the phone with you? What are some of the things they need to gather? What are some of the things that maybe they can work on their own, then sit down and talk with you?
Well, there's a lot of propaganda on the internet about what to do to better your scores.
Right.
What is a good credit profile? If you are thinking about purchasing, whether it's a car or a home, understand that those interest rates are based off of your credit score. Pay down your credit cards. Don't pay them off. Pay them down. But believe it or not, $5 or $10 on your credit card is going to give you a little bit better score than paying them off to zero. It's because it's showing open and active versus closed or inactive. You wouldn't close it, of course, but it'd be showing inactive. So paying down those credit cards and watching your scores come up. Credit cards, revolving credit is 65% of your credit scores. Paying your installment payments, and those are the payments that you have the same payment for so many months, such as a car, a personal loan, student loans, cars, or homes. Those are your installment loan payments. Making those payments on time is what is expected. That gives you medium credit. In order to bring your scores up, revolving credit is what does that. The revolving is showing your creditors that you have available credit, but you're not necessarily using it or maxing it out. That is what demonstrates your credit ability. So having credit, not abusing credit, using it miserly, meagerly, is what shows that you have excellent credit and longevity of credit. The longer you have it, the much better it becomes. So people don't realize that most types of credit, most of your credit cards, not all products, that you can call periodically once a year and ask them to raise your limit.
Okay.
And that little phone call, they usually don't even pull your credit because what you don't realize, credit cards actually monitor your credit on an ongoing monthly basis. And so they will go ahead and approve you for a credit limit increase And that action right there increases your credit scores, and you didn't do anything.
Wow.
You didn't make a payment. You didn't charge anything. It was just raising the limit so that you're farther away from your upper limit, which increases your scores.
That's good to know. And to be honest with you guys, that is what I was hard-headed about. Want to be, because I was like, Sue, I don't want a credit card. Didn't have to have one. Never wanted one because I didn't want to, be tempted in any way. But when Sue actually, once again, ladies and gentlemen, she was our coach. And she coached us along saying, it's better to have than to not have that. Discipline yourself not to, reach to that credit card because you want that purse today. Don't, discipline yourself to have this credit available because you just want to be credit healthy. And since then, Sue, when I took out my very first credit card on my own, not with mom, dad, no one else, it was my own, ladies and gentlemen, and it was a feeling. It goes back to what I was saying to you guys before. It helped me emotionally. It helped me even spiritually, because I did not see myself having a credit card. Didn't want one because I didn't want the temptation. But when you have someone like a Sue that is educating me on the why as opposed to the why not, when you get on the other side of that, because you will find yourself being more disciplined because you have an end, an end that you want to achieve. And that's why I had to change my mindset about credit. Go ahead and get that credit card, but don't use it for every Tom, Dick, and Harry. What I did use it for, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what raised my score 100 points. Let me be quite frank and honest with you guys. I raised my score once I obeyed what Sue had told me to do. I took it out in February. I remember this distinctly. I got that credit card in February, and I used the credit card for the things that I was already paying for. That was one of the things that Sue told me. Use it for the things that you're already paying in cash and watch your credit jump. And it did, 100 points. And I can't remember the time frame, but I remember it's very short. It had to either be 2 or maybe 3 months of me doing exactly what Sue told me to do. And what I was using that credit card for were utility bills. I was already paying utility bills, and I pay all my bills on time anyway. And what she was saying, just switch that over to the credit card and and here's the other tidbit that I learned from just doing that. Credit card already had enough income on it that I can set that credit card. You know how you can go into your utility bills and set your credit card as automatic pay? But I wasn't doing automatic pay because I was worried I did not have enough cash in my Wells Fargo. But because I had the credit on the credit card was the automatic payment method on my utility bills. So it gave me another thing that I didn't have to think about. The credit card is going to take care of that. And when the credit card bill came around, the only bill that I'm thinking about, the only date that I'm thinking about is the date that I need to pay on the credit card, not 3 dates of water, gas, and lights. Y'all get what I'm saying? So it just, that's what when I finally, did some of the things that Sue was telling me to do, I was able to open up to other things that made my life easy. I hope that helps someone. Well, yes, Daniel was saying, wow, needed this coaching for building credit. Yes, indeed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's having someone who is willing to coach you along in this, and that's who you see sitting in front of you. don't sit and wait, ladies and gentlemen, because the longer you wait, don't do like I did. I waited and waited and waiting. And it did not help us in any shape or I wish I would have done it 10 years ago. But here we are.
But you've done it now.
I did it now.
Look at you. Look at you. I helped another individual. She was afraid of credit. And I wish she was here to listen to this now. She was afraid of credit. She was approximately going on 55, I believe, and buying her first home. She had a car payment and a student loan. And I said, you need that. She was making her payments on time.
Yep.
That gives her medium credit, and she needed to get over the hump. And there was no way to get over that hump without a credit card. She literally prayed on it for 3 days, came back to me and said, okay, I'm going to put my trust in you.
Yep.
She opened a credit card, and within 3 months of only putting about $25 on that card every month, her credit scores had jumped up about 45 to 50 points, which enabled her to go ahead and move forward. She fell in love with the first house that she went out and saw. She purchased that.
Wow.
5 years later, she sold it. It was near the Braves Stadium. She sold it and walked away with $80,000 and purchased the next home at 20% down and paid off that student loan and still had money to spare.
So.
And now she's in her forever home. But she comes back to, she's always calling me and telling me what she's doing with her credit, and it's like, okay, I'm happy for you, and she's got 800 credit scores now, and, she is a shining example of someone just 6-7 years ago who was afraid to open a credit card.
And that was 6.
So, and that's you too. I mean, now you know how to manage your money. Not that you didn't know how to manage your money, but you know how to use credit wisely. And now you don't worry about interest rates or got to buy a new car or anything of that nature. So you're where you need to be.
We are where we need to be, Sue, and it just takes a little changing of the minds, because literally ladies and gentlemen, we thought we were doing the right thing, because as Sue had mentioned earlier, gosh, we got to go to break again. But before we go to break, I want to say this: if what we had done, we simply sat down with someone who had a different game plan. That's the reason why I wanted to bring Sue on, because if Torrance and I did not make the decision to say, you know what, our playbook is a little outdated. Let's talk to someone who really, really knows how to do this. And look, that's the reason why Sue had said earlier, I just talked to Torrance the other day. He's got some other things that are in store that I can't wait to we share about that, Sue. We were definitely going to let you know what we're doing, the reason why he's calling, and to you, Level Up Nation, very soon we will share with all of you guys. It's very exciting what he's trying to do. I'm so proud of him and he's stepping out on faith, and still having a great friend in Sue that he can pick up the phone and say, Sue, this is what I'm thinking about doing. What do you think? So, Sue, thank you for always being there. That's who she is, you guys. But listen, we got to take a break. I have one more good segment with Sue. I want you guys to go ahead and type in your questions now. We've got one more hour with Sue, and then poof, she's gone. I don't know when I can get her back. She's a busy woman. So, you guys, I'm going to take this break. When we come back, we will have more conversation with Sue Rice of Vinings Mortgage. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angie from the B. We'll be right back.
Treasures Bookstore. We offer a variety of items: church supplies, homeschool resources, music, books, and gifts. Our free ministry partners online affiliate program provides a collection of Christian resources. Unveiled Treasures, exquisite jewels to enrich your soul.
Became severely anemic as a result of my fibroids. My energy level was just very low, just always very fatigued, very low sex drive. I think my only regret about my fibroid situation is that I didn't do it sooner. I feel amazing now. I feel great. Women, listen to me. You deserve to be happy and healthy again. No one has time for fibroids. Please look into UFE, contact Dr. Lipman, and get your happy back, get your life back, get your sex back. You know, be the woman that you were before fibroids.
It's been long enough that you've been walking around in the wilderness trying to figure out, who am I? Why am I here? What gifts do I have to make a difference? Well, it's time to warm it up. Discover your true identity, unleash your gifts, and impact the world to become a more bolder, braver, and courageous you. Join me, Kathy Hood, at a life-changing workshop, Woman Up, the journey of owning your power and unleashing your true self.
Introducing Rain Premium Sanitary Napkin. Rain has an innovative design that is made with a strip infused with Nobel Prize-winning material, graphene. The infused graphene strip may provide various health benefits that potentially help relieve painful abdominal cramps, help balance the body's pH, help eliminate harmful bacteria, help with aroma, help fight fatigue, boost metabolism, boost immune system. Graphene moves heat away from your core and contains vibrational energy. In this test, we will add water to the graphene strip and then place a 7-watt light bulb onto the strip to demonstrate the level of energy contained. These medical claims have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. All results may vary. Protect the most precious jewel in the world, you. For more information, contact the person who referred you to this video. Rain is exclusively designed by Jewel Sanitary Napkins, LLC.
Hey, this is Constance. Level Up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Hey guys, it's your girl V Speak Life, reminding you to speak life, not strife. Right now, I want you to get inspired with Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. Sundays from 3 to 6 p.m.
It's Robert.
And Rebecca.
We're the Quaddle Bombs. Time to level up every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
My name is Jay Hagler of Diving with a Purpose. Level up each and every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Don't touch that dial.
And welcome back to Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. Hey, everyone who is watching us on Facebook, I want you guys to head on over to our YouTube page and hit that subscribe button. In the weeks to come, we will be going exclusively on YouTube. And I want to make sure that everyone does not miss another show. Well, let's get right back into our conversation with Sue Rice of Vinings Mortgage. And the reason why I have this lovely lady on, she is my angel. This is the person that helped my husband and I get into our dream home, of which we are currently still here. We made it through COVID. So, I know COVID is not still over, but we have done tremendous strides in making sure that we stay credit healthy. And Sue, I know you and I haven't talked often like these past couple of years. Well, maybe about 1 year. And what we have been doing, Sue, we have been looking at some other ways to change up our way of doing business. So look, everyone, let me tell you how amazing this woman is. Although she was our mortgage specialist, she is beyond that. She is a great friend of ours, of who we've treasured all these years. And we knew that we could call Sue, and just speak on any type of topic. So that's one of the reasons why my husband called. We're in the process of evaluating, revamping how we do business, and because Sue is very good at what she does, he knew to pick up the phone with you, Sue, and just say, hey, these are some of the things that I'm thinking about. What say you? And we knew that we can get an honest opinion from Sue, but your opinion that we value, Sue, is because due to what I've said earlier in the show. Sue has a vast background based on her experiences, growing up in this life, as so, a lot of us. But it's so amazing, Sue, and I know you see this even now. Your how your background has made you, even more effective in what you're doing now, because your passion has turned into your purpose in what you're doing, and so you are changing lives, in what you're doing. And and I just, once again, y'all, every time I see her, I just want to thank her, because the amazing job that you have done with us. I cannot say thank you enough. Thank you enough. Ladies and gentlemen, I cried, I don't know how many times with this woman, right? And I'm not a crier, but Sue's seen some ugly faces before. If she didn't see it, she heard it. Well, Sue, what during these coming months, I know we're not all the way out of COVID. What are some of the things that you had to do to pivot?
Pivot in what way?
In your business. I mean, I know one thing that. Go ahead.
I really didn't have to pivot. Now, most of the other people in the office did. Our whole office staff is now working from home. So, as a lot of individual employees are, they are now telecommuting in their positions. I've always talked on the phone just about with all my customers. Years and years ago, before we went to electronical, we call it e-signing. That's electronic signatures, where you actually look at documents online and click, and it lays down an electronic signature, literally. I actually used to print out applications, drive around, meet my clients wherever they happen to live, or maybe at a restaurant, wherever they felt safe, and I felt safe. Go through the full application with it, sign them, and then take it, drive it back to the office, and stack it and turn it in. There is none of that now. So we all do everything by phone. We send you the application electronically through a PDF. You open it up, you sign it, you're done. But don't forget to read it. That's the unfortunate part now, because it's so quick and easy. People forget to read it. Of course, not much in that is really important, but do make sure that everything on the application, your name, your social, your address, etc., is all correct. your employer. We do verify your. And you were asking earlier, what do I need when I'm applying for a mortgage? We do a 2-year look back on every individual. Where have you lived for the past 2 years? Where have you worked for the past 2 years? You don't have to have worked at the same job, but they have to be related, moving from one to the other. Maybe you got a promotion or things of that nature. Self-employed, we need a 2-year look-back period also. So for currently W-2 individuals, we only need W-2s for the last 2 years, most current pay stubs for the last month. For self-employed individuals, we need their tax returns for the last 2 years. And you will sign a tax transcript, a form that we will get your transcripts, not only your documents that have been you've filled out or you've had a tax preparer or a CPA fill out for you. But we'll go back and make sure that that's what was filed at the IRS too.
Okay.
Because that's cutting down on, I hate to say this, people will manufacture documents and thinking, oh, I'll get through this mortgage, no problem. We check with the IRS, and what you're presenting to us is not what you filed to the IRS. So that's called mortgage fraud. There used to be a lot of that back in the day, before 2010. There was a lot, believe it or not. Now,
not so much.
it all gets cut. So there's nothing going through the lines anymore of that nature. And not that I'm saying that anyone here in the audience would be doing that, but
beware.
It has been done historically. Just letting everybody know, I need 2 years, and 2 months of bank statements. And some people, if they're refinancing and I'm giving you money at closing, I don't even want to see a bank statement. So it's just W-2s, pay stubs, that's it.
Wow.
Loans don't have to requalify. So if you're in a government loan, you don't have to requalify.
Oh! Didn't know that.
So only the conventional loans you have to requalify. Government loans do not need appraisals. A lot of your conventional loans also do not need appraisals anymore either on a refinance. So do check with your loan officer to see, what you need to do if you're refinancing or if you're about to buy. So some of those income documents may be obsolete. We don't need them. But purchases, 2-year look back.
2 year for purchases, 2-year look back.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who are watching, if you have any questions, like I said, we've got her for another 30 minutes. Man, time flies so quickly on this show. We have her for another 30 minutes, you guys. Try to get your questions in now while we have her. Sue, first of all, I don't want to put you out there if you're not. Are you available for clients now? I know you have a long list of clients now, but are you taking any new clients now?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just want to make sure.
Yes, we never turn away. I never turn away anyone. Even on weekends, I have people call me on weekends.
Wow.
So no problem. Or even evenings, and lots of times when I call somebody and they are at work or they're working, they don't have time to talk. It's like, well, how about 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock after you get done with dinner, get home, or again, most people are working from home, but get done with dinner, have time, get the kids, into bed.
Yep.
If you want to call at 8 o'clock, I will answer if I'm available, and if not, I'll be calling you back very
The next
quickly.
day. Yeah, no, you were very good at that though, Sue. As far as this is a person, ladies and gentlemen, when she says that she's available or going to get back to you, she is of her word of that, and that built the confidence in me as well, Sue, because this is not an easy process, ladies and gentlemen. My husband and I, we had a ton of questions, and sometimes I had to ask for some information 3 separate ways so I can actually really, really get it. And she was very kind enough and gracious enough, patient. Oh my gosh, Sue, I don't know where you get the patience from. I don't. We've got a question right here. What are the benefits, if any, to refinancing your current home? Good question. Thank you, Grace.
Yeah, there's a couple of different ways of refinancing. It depends also on how long you're going to be staying in your home. You can do a closing cost loan or a no closing cost loan. If you're going to be in your home short term, you're planning on selling in 2 or 3 years, but you do want the benefits of the lower monthly payments, you might want to do a no closing cost loan. The interest rate's a little bit higher, but you're not adding any expense onto your home at all. And I had an investor one time that made me look at the interest rates in a different way. He was refinancing a mortgage, and he wanted to buy the rate down. And I always recommend, if you're just going to be spending a few $100s, it's definitely worth the rate reduction or the expense, because there is a cost to buying down the loan. And this gentleman was paying about 3 points to buy down the loan, which in his case he was financing right at $100,000. He was spending, but he could refinance it into the home loan, $3,000. And I was scratching my head. It's like, I that's a lot of money for buying down a mortgage. And he said, Sue, I want a payment. And he said, I've got a 15-year loan. And he said, I'm going to keep the home for 15 years. And he said, I've got 15 years of a lower payment. Why do I care how much I'm paying off? I've got 15 years at a lower payment. Why should I care if I'm financing 100 or 103? And I was like, well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So, it depends on what your goals are as to refinancing. That used to be saving 2% or paying off your closing cost in 2 years, that if you could satisfy both of those pieces of the puzzle, then you should refinance. In today's world, if it makes sense to you, do it.
Okay.
And like I said, the gentleman, took 3% to buy down the loan, $3,000 added onto his loan, that it made sense to him. He had a lower payment for 15 years, and he didn't care if he was paying off $3,000 more. And it made sense.
It made sense.
If it makes sense to you, do it. There is no rules any longer.
Okay.
I had a young lady that refinanced her home with me a little over a year ago. She saved about 1.5% at the time. And this year, with the rates where they were, we were talking, and she goes, well, do you think I should refinance again? And I said, we're at all-time lows. We're never going to see this again. You're in your forever home. I know you just refinanced last year, but I really think you need to do it this time. And she did. And, she said, well, I want to max that out. And I said, well, okay. I gave her $2,000 at closing. He skipped 2 months in payments.
Wow.
Ask me how you do that.
Yeah.
That's another segment.
Okay.
No, I'll get into that. And I also paid her. Her HOA was due quarterly, but I paid it up for the whole year for her, so she didn't have any out of pocket for her HOA the rest of the year. She was a happy camper. She actually was able to put back into her pocket about $4,500 by not spending it or getting the $2,000 at closing. So she was happy, and she only had to supply. Already had her W-2. She only had to supply one W-2 and 1 month of pay stubs. That was it.
That was it.
That was it. I already had her driver's license. I had everything from the previous refinance. So, now, how do you skip 2 months? If you refinance early in the month,
okay,
we're actually, if you don't make your payment, we're actually paying off your loan. So instead of making your payment that month, we're paying it off. And also, the month that you refinance or you purchase a home, the following month you have no payment. So if you refinance in the first portion of the month, you don't have a mortgage payment then, and you definitely never have a mortgage payment the following month.
So
you actually skip your month. And on a conventional mortgage, you can get up to $2,000 back at closing, or 2%, whichever is less than.
Right. So I hope that helps everyone. And for those that are watching right now, I want you guys to actually, Sue, before we go to this next break, can you give them the information where they may want to talk to you? They're probably saying to themselves, well, you know what? Let's just talk to the person who, why would I go find somebody else? How can they get in contact with you, Sue?
Was my phone number not on the listing that you showed?
No, we will actually type that in, though. If that's what you want us to put in, we're going to put it in.
My phone number is 404-388-5633.
There we go.
And anyone need it again, it's 404-388-5633.
Go. And for those of you who...
Don't call me. Don't call me at midnight.
Don't call her at midnight. We have one other question. Mary, we're going to take your question on the other side of our break. We've got actually two questions, Sue, that I'm going to try to squeeze in because that's actually our shortest portion of our show. We only have 10 minutes with Sue, you guys, when we come back from the break. And what I want you guys to do, type in those questions and comments so we can get it in before she says sayonara to level up. All right, you guys, I just want to remind you once again, please, we are typing in the actual names of our independent artists that we are featuring on this show. We have 7 total. Today, we only have 6 because we're going to feature another song with Alvin Garrett, who just dropped his new project. So you guys definitely check it out. I have fell in love with it when I first heard it. And I want to thank once again Alvin Garrett for sending us your new project to us so that we can feature it on the show. And that goes for anyone. If you are, or if you know of an independent artist, let me just preface this. We don't play all types of music. We only play inspirational music on this show. We are a Christ-centered show. So please send in those new projects. In case you did not pay attention, we actually play videos of your new project. So we prefer to have music videos, but in case you don't, if you are an up-and-coming artist, we understand. that it takes a lot to do videos for your new projects, then send several images of yourself, especially information on how our viewing audience can get in contact with you. Maybe they want to purchase it on CD Baby or Amazon or iTunes or any of the outlets that is supporting that independent artist. Well, up next, we have another one that's coming up. I want you guys to check this artist out. And once again, you guys can watch us on Facebook as well as YouTube. But head on over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button. You're listening and watching Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from The Bee. We'll be right back.
Everybody wanna talk about the way this world is turning now. I think it's time to find another way. Don't talk it, just walk to bring about change between me and you. Let's love each other in a better way. So you shout, shout, shout to shake the walls that were created. Throw him out, 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 so we can all just come together. And no doubt, 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 then we can work this thing together. We can see a brighter day. Ain't no time for sleeping. Praise is what we're needing. Simply cast your cares away. Jesus, it's your answer. Praise him with your dancers. Gone and cast your cares away. So cast your cares away. Ooh, get you feel it in the air. Live life, loving is everywhere. Shining out on us like the perfect sun. The sun came to say me and you. Let's all take a minute and praise him too. In his holy name, let's have some fun. As we shout, shout, shout. The Holy Spirit's got us dancing. We're wilding out, out, out. And the joy keeps it dancing. Ain't no doubt, doubt, doubt that we can all just live together. Simply cast your cares away. Ain't no time for sleeping. Get up on your feet and go and cast your cares away. Jesus, it's your answer. Praise him with your dancers. Time to cast your cares away. Cast your cares
bloated, overweight? You could be toxic from your environment, food, and medications. It's time for a clean start. Come by or book online today.
Marion Collection men's and women's wear has statement pieces or full head-to-toe custom design. It's the personal styling service customized to your fit, lifestyle, and budget. Hi, I'm Marion Boyd, CEO and your designer guide for success. Contact me at 770-402-0730 Eastern Standard Time from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. only. I'm on Facebook at Marion G. Boyd or Instagram at Marion_Collection1. Get in.
Someone Cares of Atlanta is a nonprofit 501c3 community-based organization providing holistic health and wellness with locations in Marietta and Metro Atlanta. Our qualified behavioral health professionals provide extensive counseling and treatment in substance abuse, mental health, and opioid addiction. Someone Cares offers a variety of services, and our professionals are waiting to serve you. We are not just an agency, we are a friend.
This is Terrell Murphy. Get inspired with Level Up, real talk that takes you higher.
You are listening to Level Up with Sisters of the Skies Incorporated.
Hey, this is Richard Shaw Jr. Make sure you're believing again. Also, Level Up. Check them out every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m.
This is Jackie, Hollywood Mims. Listen or watch Level Up each and every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Keep it locked right here.
And welcome to Level Up, real talk that takes you higher. I am your host, Angee from the B. Welcome back, everyone. And thank you guys for hanging out with us this beautiful Sunday afternoon. All right, you guys, we only have a few more minutes with Sue Rice of Vinings Mortgage. And I just have to say, Sue, thank you so much for sharing just some absolute wonderful nuggets with us today. I do have one question. This question came from the hubby. He wanted you to talk more about, was it about rapid scoring?
Rapid rescore.
Rapid rescoring. Okay.
Usually that is something, but usually it's something that the lender does. We have the ability to go in and make some immediate changes to your credit so that your credit scores will go up. Let's say you've paid off a credit card.
Right.
Or that you had been maxed out on a credit card and you paid it down to 50%.
Okay.
So a maxed out credit card has a very negative impact on your credit score. By paying it down and getting it away from that limit, your credit scores will go up. So there's times when we are trying to refinance you or finance you to begin with, and you're either unable to qualify or you're going to get a much better interest rate if your credit score is at a different level than where it is currently. A rapid rescore is where you go into the credit bureaus. Your creditor updates the Bureau once a month.
Once a month, okay.
A rapid rescore is making that change immediate. So you would notify the bureaus that you have paid down your credit card. They're going to require some information from you, showing the account number, your name being attached to it, the current balance, and the current date. If you provide that information to them, they will go ahead and update your credit, and therefore, when your credit is scored, it'll now reflect the new lower balance and have the better credit score for you. Again, that's a tool that's usually used by the mortgage lender or maybe even the auto industry, but usually it's something not the individual is doing.
Okay.
It is a little bit of work. I mean, you do have to contact the bureaus, and sometimes they're very hard to get a hold of. So, and you've got to either scan that information or fax it in to the bureau. So,
okay.
But Rapid Rescore is a tool that we use to increase your credit scores immediately instead of waiting every 1 month for the creditor to update.
Whew. And that's something that not the average Joe would know, and unless you're in the middle of it or you have a great person like yourself who is willing to educate us on how all this credit, all this works, Sue. I mean, yeah, you gotta love what you do, Sue.
I do.
I know for a fact, and that's why I am so thankful that you have come on this show. I wanted to share you with my viewing and listening audience. Once again, this is another way that I want to thank you, Sue, because you literally changed the lives of me and my family. We're still in our forever home. Love it tremendously. What I love about it, I have 2 sons, and sometimes I don't see them. It's like, y'all downstairs, great. And it's been a joy. It has been a joy, not just for the immediate family that lives here, but for all of my family and friends who share in the space with us. They thank you as well. I know my mom, she's still watching. I know she's like, is that the woman that helped you? Because I don't know if she's seen you yet or knew. I talk about you all the time. So now she knows. She likes to put a name to a face. So there you are, Mom. There's my angel.
I have not met your mother. No, I have not.
Well, I want to thank you again, and to your comment, Mary Goolsby, only she was saying that it is correct regarding refinancing and purchasing, everything you were talking about, refinancing and purchasing. She said right on time. Thank you for the information. And if there's any information, ladies and gentlemen, that you have missed, perhaps you just tuned in to us. Well, this will be up not only on Facebook, but also on YouTube. You guys can head back over once this live stream is done. Head back over and watch all of what we talked about today. Your path to home ownership. And for those of you guys who think that you can't, I'm here to tell you that you can. I thought the same thing back in 2016, and that's when I met this beautiful woman, and she helped me to get into my forever dream home. Well, that is it for us, you guys. I want to let you know that next week, the 4th, and the week after that, April the 11th, we will not have a live show, but of course, we will always have a show that you guys can share in and watch. It will be a recorded show, not live show. So we won't be able to take in your questions and comments there. But do share the information of any of the shows that we provide to you, because each and every one of our shows, you guys, is another step closer to being, another awesome person in the Lord, in Christ. And we thank you guys all for being here with us and sharing with us. For those of you who are watching us, as recorded, always come back and watch us on our live stream so that you can be a part of our conversations, because we will continue to take our questions and comments even when we are live streaming only on YouTube. I want each and every one of our viewing audience on Facebook to migrate over to our YouTube channel in the weeks to come. And it's very, very near future. We will be live streaming exclusively on YouTube. Well, Sue, is there any parting words that you want to give to our viewing and listening audience?
Well, I do want to say that thank you very much. It has been a pleasure to be on here with you today, Angie. Also, I do mortgages in all 50 states. So maybe you're thinking, well, I know my cousin Sam or my Aunt Jenny, out in such and such state would, benefit from this. But yes, I do mortgages in all 50 states. And I just want to say, everyone, have a happy Easter next weekend. A beautiful, blessed weekend. So
awesome.
That's it.
Awesome. And you're very welcome, Miss Kiki. So, with all that said, you guys, we will be back on April 18th for another live show of The Real Level Up. As Sue has said, you guys have a happy Easter. Take care of one another. Have this great, great time with your family. That's what we plan on doing. This will be a family affair for the next 2 weeks for us and the family of Level Up. We're going to spend some time with our family, you guys. So until then, April 18th with our another live show. We hope you guys take care. We love you. Mean it. Take care.
Whatever you want, just make a list. I'll be your deliverer. Wrap it in a kiss. Whatever you need, just write it down. I'll make you happier than a kid on December 25th. You and me, we're like a holiday. Every day, you for me, you've been my everything. So this is my gift to you. Whatever you need, you can have it in me. It's my gift to you. Love and you, this is my gift to you. This is my gift to you. Whatever you need, you can have it in me. It's my gift to you. My gift is love and you. Open me up, take a look inside. I'll be your adventure girl. Pick and choose your surprise. Hold on to the packaging. If only for your eyes. There's no need for rationing, 'cause you got me for life, yeah. Oh, you and me, we're like a holiday. Every day, you for me, you've been my everything. So this is my gift to you. My gift to you. Whatever you need, you can have it in me. It's my gift to you. Love and you. This is my gift to you. This is my gift to you. Whatever you need, you can have it in me. It's my gift to you. My gift is love and you. Take me, here I am. Take me in your hands. Take Whatever can have it in me. It's my gift to you. This is my gift to you. It's my gift to you, girl. Whatever you need, you can have it in me. It's my gift to you. My gift is loving you. This is my gift to you. Whatever you want, whatever you need is in me, girl. This is my gift to you.
Hey, this is Mr. Scribe. Just letting you know that I have 3 books of poetry that's available on Amazon.com. So when you get a chance, go to Amazon.com, look up Nolan P. Holloway Jr., not Mr. Scribe. And
have you ever felt like no matter how hard you tried, things just still go wrong?
Many times.
What do you do?
I let go and let God.
All I'm asking from you is to bump up our credit limit to where it was.
It's declined.
We're experiencing some financial hardships at the moment.
You have 6 days to make payment.
I can't believe this is happening.
You know, I never asked you to pray with me.
It's you and me. We got this.
God wants to help you, Peter.
Excuse me?
But you're not letting him in.
I did once. Last time we spoke, you took a man away from me I loved dearly. From that day, I swore to take matters into my own hands. But I don't know what to do.
I know that you don't believe, but I will pray for you.
I love you so much.
Copy mo.
It was a miracle. You believe in miracles?
Listen, if you need me, you call me.
All of the angels in heaven are rejoicing. You gotta know that everything is gonna be okay.
What you want, baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it. All I'm asking is for a little respect when you get home. Hey, baby, when you come home, darling, I'm every woman. It's all in me. I can read your thoughts right now. Everyone from A to Z. Speak life in every way, Let the people see, let them see, and make sure you know you're right. Oh, when you speak.
What's up? It's your boy Fred Jones. Let's level up on Sundays 3 to 6 p.m. Ordinary people with extraordinary stories.
It's Dr. Robert Frazier, CEO of Silk Educational Consulting, and it's time to level up every Sunday from 3 to 6 p.m. Real talk that takes you higher.
It's your boy Keegan. Let's level up on Sundays,
3 to 6 p.m.
Soy Udanis y te invito a escuchar cada domingo de 3 a 6 de la tarde Level Up, sube el nivel, gente corriente con historias extraordinarias. No te lo pierdas.